4, maybe 4. I remember we was talking about it. It might have just been 2, but it may be 4 people, superstars who have won a championship without another superstar, like in the history of the game.
At that point, you're just talking outliers. You're talking
Yeah,
LeBron. You're talking. I don't even know who else.
Dirk.
Dirk. I mean, you're just talking out like that. That doesn't even really count at that point. Outliers are not a part of the equation at all.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't say, "Oh, well, LeBron did it." Okay, well, that doesn't count. It's not something that players are normally doing.
Has he won one with that, or he got there?
Yeah, I don't even think
LeBron
he
hasn't
won it.
won
I
one
think
without
they
a
got there. Yeah,
only one. And there, so you guys mentioned Kawhi on Toronto, but
that team was good though.
That was a good team. Now
team.
he was the only superstar, but that was a good team.
True.
And then, but you could say the same for Dirk's team. That was a good team in Dallas with Sean Marion and Tyson Chandler and Jason Terry. Now he was the only superstar, but that was a good team.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely was a good team. But I don't know. People to me, they just I love talking sports. Like I love talking basketball and different opinions. I mean, that's why we do this. Is why we have the debates. That's what we do here. We debate. Males in the building, but that's one thing. Let me get to that while we're here. We got Lamar in the building. What's up, Lamar?
What's up? How y'all doing?
We got FTS Mel in the building. They might be dipping in and out, so excuse them.
Yeah, I'm being in and out for a second, but I'm here, man. I'm here.
And then we got a guest in the house, man. Introduce yourself.
What's up, man? What's up, everybody? My name's Mike Trusttheluv. Appreciate you guys for having me from TikTok. And I'm excited to talk, to chat with you guys, and kind of give some perspective from my end where it's necessary, and where it could, like, where it's give some perspective where I need to, if that makes sense. Like, in terms
this
of
ain't gonna be no chat today.
Well,
oh yeah, I was about to say, well, you better be prepared because somebody in here got some smoke for you. Over some of those TikToks.
I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that. Don't worry about it.
You're a Sixers fan, Mike?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I see it in the background.
Word. Nah, we loved it. We love the team repping. You know, Mulich was home. You know, you would see the Golden State Warriors in the background. But and I don't know if you can see it because it's the night show, so my lights off. But Larry Bird's right there.
Larry,
I love that.
Keep Larry in the back.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I know some people be like, why you got Larry up, man? I'm a Boston Celtics fan.
I got a question. Do y'all feel like, I mean, because y'all both root for Eastern Conference teams, and I feel like the East is wide open at the top.
I think it is.
Maybe not all the way through.
Damn, I want to get to the East.
When it comes to the top tier of teams in the East, like, there's probably, you guys can let me know if I should include the Sixers. Right now, I'd probably say, I don't know. They just started getting hot right now, so I don't know if I'd include them yet. But I mean, you got the Celtics, Bucks. I would put the Cavs in there. Why not? You got the Nets, but then it's like,
say their name.
Yeah, the Nets. You said the Nets.
The Nets. That's right.
Man.
Say their name. I got them finishing top 3 in the East. So.
Definitely, I could see that.
They top 3.
Yeah, I could see that. And it's like, other than that, though, unless you include the Sixers, that's it. Like, the East is wide open, but when it comes to, like you guys just said, it's super top heavy. Like, any of those 5 can win, but I don't know if anybody else in the East has a real shot.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if any of those teams made it to the finals, even all right, this might be like off the wall, but playoffs get crazy. So even if you threw like Miami in there, just in a series, like, I think I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be like, because that's how I feel, at least how I feel about the East right now. Like, yeah, everybody's good, but I can't wait. I'm excited about the playoffs for Eastern Conference because I want to see how it shakes out. Because I think there's going to be some upsets or people you might not expect to win early and stuff like that. Because, yeah, I think, like you said, there's 5 or 6 teams that you would just be like, okay, that doesn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying?
I like the Heat. I like you mentioned the Heat. I mean, their defense is always so good. Like
Mhm.
they can give all of those teams that I just mentioned issues on defense. We saw what they did last year to Trey Young. I mean, they just like absolutely clamped him.
Some other
And
people.
yeah, so they can do that to basically everybody because of the team they have defensively.
They ain't doing that to Boston.
No, you don't think so?
No, not this
No,
year. They ain't the same team.
that's true.
They're
Did the Heat?
struggling.
Did the Heat? No, the Heat didn't play the Celtics last year in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, we played them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh my God! How did I forget
big.
about that?
It was
What?
big. But
Oh, that was Game 7, dude.
that was big. Yeah.
You guys got to kick me off the show for that.
No, you
That's
good.
crazy.
That was big. But man, I don't know. Like, do you think? Because the Heat, I feel like I agree. The Heat didn't get better, and the Celtics got better. But I don't think the Celtics got that much better. If you get what I'm saying, but they got better enough to where it makes a difference.
I feel like the Celtics got a lot better.
I feel like we got a lot better too.
Yeah.
Like I think you'll
Malcolm
see it
Brogdon.
more. I think you see it more if Gallinari was playing.
Got you.
I think that's where you'll see it more. But Brogdon, look at what he's doing off the bench. Like
Brogdon's good, man.
Big role off the bench. Like to
good.
where I'm in a Boston forum on Facebook, and those guys keep asking to put him in the starting lineup.
And I kind of think Brogdon should. When I see what he's doing, and this is just like maybe I haven't seen enough of their games. Like I see the numbers, but when I actually see their games, it doesn't seem like he's making like a super impact like that, if you understand what I'm saying. But
no, he's making the right impact. He's making the impact he needs to make.
Yeah.
It's not about a big impact. He's just off the bench to give us some scoring, like some solid, consistent scoring. And he's doing it. And that's exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, he's not asked to go in there and drop 20, 25 points. Like, he's just asked to give us some scoring and, somebody that could hold the fort down while, Tatum and Brown's on the bench getting some rest, or when Smart got to come out.
And it helps that he's good defensively, too. Like,
yeah, and that is
having guards that can defend at a high level is just every team needs that. And the Celtics have like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah.
That's what definitely made them and Milwaukee have they play good defense. I mean, I think that's what I would say separates them from say like Philly or even Brooklyn right now is Milwaukee and Boston play defense.
Yeah.
They have I mean Giannis, Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, these guys are all some of the best defenders in the league, and then you have on the Celtics with Tatum, with Brown, amazing perimeter defenders. Like that, combine that with Rob Williams, and I mean Al Horford can defend in the paint a little bit, but like, does Grant Williams? What even is he? Is he a center? What even is he?
Nah, he's like a
3-4, like a tweener.
He's like a 3-4.
Yeah. Yeah, but their defense, I mean, they can, like I just said, they got guys who can defend at every position. Like, hardly any teams in the East, let alone in the entire league, have that.
Yeah, I just think the biggest issue that Boston is going to face, in my opinion, is coaching in the playoffs.
I can't be mad at that.
The coach going to make the same type of adjustments that Ime Udoka did while playing?
Yeah.
Like in-game decision when it's tight and it's a 7-game series, what adjustments can he make? Just because we've never seen him in this situation.
Because Ime was making some adjustments in the finals, man. He had Steve Kerr on his toes. Steve Kerr had that was a chess match between coaches, really. Like that was he making some adjustments, and that's a good point. But I think that team has enough chemistry to where they it's about coaching, but they know, what I'm saying, after they play with each other for so long, they know how to switch and what they need to do to try to take it to the next level. At least they should. That's what people want to see is really that Boston team, because they got all the pieces to take that. Like they got to the finals, so you can't really take that next step, but really just like
win the motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the next step is to win the motherfucker. That's it. But I think the only thing I would say about the coaching is I think Tatum and Brown is smart enough to get it done. I gotta believe that those two and the hunger that they have to get back and the hunger they have to win one, it could lead to it being enough. Like all Messiah needs to do is call those timeouts at the right time, make the good like switches and if he can make good adjustments, and I think that's Mel where you're going to. I think you don't think he's gonna be able to make good adjustments. I think we gotta wait to see that because I know there are some questions about him and stuff like that. So that's why I say I can't be mad that you see it that way.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. It's like we just haven't seen him in that capacity yet. We just haven't seen him. So in a late game situation, a game, in a pivotal game 3 or game 6, and they got to pull something out, does he know what buttons to push? That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. But see, if we're relying on buttons, I think the players can get the buttons done.
It's really schematics to me. Like coaching is very important in playoffs where basically like how I look at it in some instances, like those top 5 teams where the talent is basically the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it's like equal or close to equal. So like the what tilts the scale is being able to making it go small here to take somebody off the court that, you know what I'm saying, on the other team, or the adjustments, pull this guy in because he can defend him well. You know what I mean? It's the little
It's like, to me, it's like is he willing to make a call like Steve Kerr made in the beginning of the road with the hot hand?
Now we breaking up a little bit. Going through a dead zone.
He said something about continuing to roll with the hot hand. I heard that much.
Yeah, I think I know what he's alluding to, the Steve Kerr adjustment. Nah, we can't hear you, man. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't. Well, like I said, we got to wait and see. I mean, that is a legit question. Can Messiah, make those little things? Can he make adjustments on the little things, or can he push them at the right moments that they're lackadaisical? Because as we seen last year, Boston, did have some moments where they might have needed a little push to get over some humps, especially in that Bucks series where Giannis was destroying us the first 3 quarters.
I got another question about the West. What team in the West really looks like a championship team right now? I mean, it's early.
I want to say the Pelicans, but I'm not going.
Nah, I'm with you.
I want to say the Pels too. That's the crazy thing. The first thing that came to mind was the Pels, and then I was like, the second thought was like, maybe the Grizzlies, but I don't think the Warriors.
I don't know if the Pelicans are. I don't really know if the Pelicans can win the championship though.
No, and that's my big question.
But they come across Boston or the Bucks. No, I don't think.
And that's how I feel as well. But I feel like right now, I'm glad. Like I thought it was just me, to be honest.
I love the Pelicans, man. They're just so exciting.
Mm-hmm. You're talking to the guy that live on the podcast told the guys that the Pelicans was going to be a top team.
Here's the thing. I've been saying it, and I don't know if I said it on the podcast yet, but I'm gonna make this prediction now, especially how I've been seeing. And this is gonna sound crazy. It's early prediction too. The the Western Conference Finals is going to be the Warriors and the Pelicans. That's my prediction. I love that. The Warriors looking the way they look like, because if you've seen,
I don't want to see the Warriors in the play-in on this at 8, 7 or 8 seed.
The way they've been playing.
If I'm the Nuggets, I definitely don't want to see the Warriors at an 8 seed.
No,
it's almost on purpose. Like
it's rocking by baby there.
But Jordan Poole is getting his rhythm. Jonathan, their young players are starting to find their way, and like what is better, like. That's all they needed to have a bench, because their starters have one of the best plus minuses in the league. So now they got their young players starting to find their way. Yeah, they're losing some games doing it, but you can see they starting to get it. They're going to be dangerous too down the stretch if they can continue on that path. And the Pelicans just kind of been like my favorite sleeper team all year. Like Zion is back, and
I love
they were a good team last year, and he looking like Sean Kemp reincarnated. So it's like, bro, they finna be a problem.
They just like they just have so many moving pieces, like Zion, obviously, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. Their offense, like, I don't really know how you stop that offense because obviously everybody's like, oh, just build a wall for Zion because he can't get to the paint. But it's like he that doesn't work with Zion. And even if it does work, CJ McCollum is just as capable offensively. Brandon Ingram is just as capable offensively. Both guys can get their own shot at really high levels. Both guys can score at all three levels. Like they're even if you do stop on the off chance you stop Zion, unless you're like the Bucks or the Celtics, like we're talking about, you're not stopping Zion. So on the off chance you do, they still have guys who can create and score for themselves at very high levels. So it's like, what can you actually do to stop this team? Not to mention their bench is really good. Larry Nance.
Yeah,
I don't know if Herb Jones starts, but
The only pushback I would give with the Pels is inexperience, and as
that's what I'm saying.
You watch
like,
the podcast
for that reason. I don't know
yeah,
if they can win the championship.
Troy is big on experience, and especially going up against teams that have championship experience. That's hard to overcome because you've seen just in last playoffs the Warriors' experience in the finals. Their experience was able to overweight Boston's hunger. So it's like, if you got a team that's that experienced, had 3 chips before, played one of the best players in the world, like that team is in 9 times out of 10 gonna come out on top.
I think healthy.
But sometimes,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say, the only teams in the West that I think can win it all are the Warriors and the Nuggets. Well, actually, maybe the Clippers too if they're healthy, but that's. I'm not a huge believer in the Grizzlies right now, to be honest with you.
No, me either. No, they just got smacked by the West 3 games in a row after he opened his mouth. So I like Ja, I love his game, but at least get to the finals before you start barking like that.
I love
that championship players and championship teams. Like, I get it, you the next generation, but it's like they ain't passed you the torch yet.
Yeah,
they surely didn't pass you that torch yet. So you got to slow down a little bit, buddy. Nice game though. I respect you. But want to get into something real quick. Since we got a TikTok on, I'll get to my TikTok segment.
Bet. Okay, let's do it.
Early in the show. So a little while ago, I posted this video. I think you might have saw it. It was a clip of the Bubba Dub and Dwight Howard interview when Bubba Dub was like calling him trash. Well, he wasn't calling him trash. He was calling moments trash, like things NBA players do. Like if LeBron airballed, trash. Like he's just saying that in that moment, that thing was trash. But a lot of people on TikTok, as you know, because you have a big following on TikTok, a lot of people take things out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like they look at something, don't listen to it, but they're already because they're already forming an opinion in their mind. So this guy, Jarvis, commented on the video and he was like, "Did Bubba play?" And I was like, "Did you?" And he said, "I do. You can go on my TikTok and check it out." I said, "Okay, so let me guess. You're one of those, if you don't play this sport, you shouldn't talk about it?" He goes, "Yeah, I just think if you don't, not all sports, but if you don't play that particular sport, you shouldn't talk about it." And as the guys know on my show, on this show, not my show, our show, but as people know, as Troy likes to do it, I like to bring logic on this show. So I always hit people with this logic. So if fans did not have opinions, good or bad, how would we ever know who these players were? How would they make the millions of dollars they make without being a household name? How does a player become a household name? How does anybody become a household name? So people start talking. It doesn't matter if that talk's good or that talk's bad, especially in the sports. But if they start talking, enough people get to talking, now we pumping, now we getting people that want to view it. And without that, there's no sport. So you can't say people that don't play the sport can't talk the sport, because fans are very important to the sport.
Absolutely.
Like that's just the
I think that's I think that's the most annoying thing of all time. I could talk about this for like a half hour straight. Like, I get that comment on my too. Oh, do you play basketball? Like, do you play? People comment on my thing like, oh, well, you don't play basketball.
Did Greg Popovich play?
Right.
I play
And it's like not even that. It's like
That's
kind of
stupid.
like what you were saying. It's like, why do you don't have to play the sport to understand the sport. Like, you can still have plenty of knowledge about what goes on in the sport. Maybe not the ins and outs, like how to be good at NBA basketball. Like, obviously you have to play to know
But you
that.
can know enough and see
Yeah.
enough to form an opinion on it.
Right. And it's like, otherwise, like half of the people on ESPN wouldn't have jobs because they didn't play. Like, so are you gonna say that they can't be talking about the sport even though it's their job? They didn't play, right? So it's like
I mean,
it's the same exact thing.
It's the same. Take sports out the equation. Even though we're talking sports, people who are journalists and they do reports on war just because they haven't experienced war.
Oh yeah, you can apply this. Oh yeah,
it applies to really anything. Like I said, I played football at least, and I know that. But I love basketball, and I play, but I ain't played professionally. You know what I'm saying? And that's that doesn't matter though, because my opinion doesn't come from my eyes of when I played. It comes from me being a spectator. You know what I'm saying? Being somebody who sees, okay, I see the game just from the average person. Just like that's like I said, it applies to so many things. When I listen to music, I listen to music as a fan, as for entertainment, as a spectator. I'm not, and I make music, but those are two different things. I don't make the same type of music that I listen to. I listen to different type of music, and that's people. I think that's just the way to like try to downgrade somebody's opinion.
Yep.
Based on your own.
Especially when they don't agree with it. Oh, well, you don't play, so your opinion doesn't count. Or, oh, you don't play, so I'm not going to take you seriously. Well, that's on you then, because what if I'm giving you some really valuable information? What if I'm bringing a new perspective? Do you just not care? Like, then it goes to that whole thing. And it's like, if you're bringing some kind of logic or substance to the table, that's really all that needs to be happening. You don't have to be this crazy knowledgeable person, but if you're just bringing something that's substantial to the conversation that's going on, that's really all that needs to happen.
100%. But see, this is the thing I've learned, like, since we, started gaining a little following on TikTok.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that aspect of it. Like, it's good for other people to have opinions, whether you agree with their opinions
but there
or
has
you don't
to be
agree with their
logic to the opinion.
Right. But that's what
substance.
A lot of people don't understand logic to what they're saying. Like, we always talk about the biggest conversation we always hear people talk about is what? Oh, if you drop LeBron back when Jordan was playing, he destroyed the league. But nobody want to talk about whatever. I can't even fucking talk right now. He would go through a de-evolution, or what, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And he would lose the ability to play ball the way he does today, and he would digress into a player of how they played then.
That's what we call mental gymnastics.
Right. We're not saying that takes away from his IQ. But his skill is going to translate into the 90s. Now, can he be a beast in the 90s? Yes. But he's not going to produce what you see today in the 90s because that game was different. People talk about take James Harden or Steph Curry, throw them in the 70s. Well, guess what? The tween behind your back, little double foot step back, that's not happening then.
They're still be very good because of their jump shooting.
Right. But that's the logic. Yeah. People don't like to think in the reality bubble. They like to do all these hypotheticals.
That's what I'm saying. Mental gymnastics. Cool. They jump through hoops to try and validate what they're saying, even though there's literally no substance to it.
There's some things you can
still trying to get it out.
It's to create an argument that can't be proven either way. You get what I'm saying? So now you're arguing something, and people don't even. I feel like they do it subconsciously.
They don't even realize it.
Realize it, yeah. Like you throw LeBron and another, and there's no answer to this argument.
And then it's like I get things like, oh, if you take away LeBron's scoring, why would we do that? Why are we taking away these players' best?
But attributes? Then it's a reverse to that, right? When they'll hit you with the reverse too. Like when somebody goes, I'll take Embiid over Joker.
Right.
Oh, Why? And I'll go because I don't need my big man to pass.
Right.
I don't want to run a style of play where my big man has to be the facilitator of the team. Oh, why you want to take it away from him? I'm not taking anything away from him. You can have him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a great player. But
And it's
I'm
like just because you might rather have a player
as number one center,
player.
like the number one center in the league, I take Embiid over.
Yeah, you would rather have one player over another player, but you're not necessarily saying that player is worse. Like,
no,
personally, I'd rather have Zion Williamson over Jason Tatum, but Jason Tatum's clearly a better player than Zion Williamson.
It's just and I know exactly what you mean because people
100%.
And this is where, and even though he was playing horrible, so it's going to sound crazy, but there was a point in time where I would have took Trae Young over John Morant.
I still would.
And like, I don't know if I still feel that way because Trae Young ain't been having his best season, but there was a point last year, I was like, he's more efficient, he passed better. I'm saying I take Trae Young over John Morant. And I know John Morant, and people used to think I'm crazy, and so I'm like, it's just, and it's not like I feel like you can't go wrong either way.
No, you can't.
It's
either one's great.
A style preference. It was like I'll bring it back a generation or so. And Steph was when Derrick Rose was winning his MVPs and playing at a high level, Steph was coming through injuries, but they were both young players. And there was a time where I was telling a friend of mine, like, once Steph emerged, I said, I'd take prime Steph over prime Derrick Rose. And this is before Steph this was just the first MVP season. And he was like, you're crazy. Derrick Rose was unstoppable. I'm like, bruh, it's not really one. Yeah, it's not a wrong answer here. It's just, I like his style. He plays outside. It's less wear and tear. You know what I mean? It's just a different style. It's more, Derrick Rose and John Morant, more flashy, more, you know what I'm saying, more athletic. But
and then sometimes people ask you, who'd you rather have? And you say you literally say the player you'd rather have. And then they're like, for example, I'll just use a Trey and Ja example. Well, I'd rather have Trae Young. And they're like, oh, or I'll say, I'd rather have John Morant. And then they'd be like, oh no, so then you think Trae Young's better. And I'm like, well, that's not the question you asked me. You asked me, who would I rather have?
It's like a double conundrum. It's like,
it's like they think they're asking the question one way, and then they're taking your answer as the exact opposite.
Exactly.
Let's get to this Luka night. They tried to call Luka something lick, and I was like, I'm not having that. Don't refer him to Larry nothing. All right? I heard you, Larry. I told him, listen, that guy talks back there. Don't let him get to chirping. Lamar found out. All right? Then Lamar found out. That guy starts talking, and I got another one of him right there. So if he starts talking to you, then it's crazy because he'll get up and get over here. You feel me? But Luka went off for 60. What was it? 61, 20, and 10?
Yeah.
60, 20, and 10?
60, 20. I think it was 60, 21, and 10.
21 and 10.
Yeah. 21 for 31 from the field, which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give it to him. But, the talk around town is that this performance by Luka was better than Kobe Bean Bryant's 81 points back in 2006 against the Rockets.
My main question is why? Why even compare,
Why? Yeah, that's my question too.
That's my question.
And this is what, I see. I don't know if you guys out there are part of Facebook forums, sports forums, but this is what's going around the forum today. All right. That's where we get some stuff from. I listen to fans talk because this is a fan debate show. I listen to these fans talk and we bring you guys the topic. This is the shit y'all talk about. Luka's 60, 20, and 10 is better than Kobe's 81.
Yeah, I just don't think so.
What?
Yeah, I'm trying to. All right, it's better than Devin Booker's 72.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that.
But not Kobe.
I think you can still argue that.
I don't look at 81 points like this. I don't know how, obviously Kobe was pretty efficient scoring wise, but like this has to be one of the most efficient scoring games of his career. I mean, he took 46 shots to get 81 points. A couple nights before, he took 41 shots, but he only scored 50. 60% from the field, 53% from three. He took 13 threes. 50% on 13 attempts. And then he took 20 free throws and made 18. I mean, if you're going to go out and score 81 points, that's probably the most efficient that you could possibly do it. So, like, if it was an inefficient scoring night, I would have been like, okay, maybe Luka's game could have an argument to be better. But, like, for the way he scored these 81 points, I got to give it. I got only 3 turnovers. I got to give it to Kobe pretty easily.
Okay, and yeah, okay, he pulled up that. I was pulling up everything because I knew somebody was going to touch on Kobe. So I said it's better than Devin Booker's because Devin Booker's came in a losing effort, but I don't think it's better. I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't know if it's better than David Robinson's 71 points because I was looking at that. He had almost a triple double as well. Wow. You know what I'm saying, with 71 points.
Yeah.
So like he had like 71.
But is it better than anything Wilt has done?
Was that your what was that?
I heard it earlier. It's a voice or something.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It happened earlier. Nobody heard it. It's like a phone or something.
1994.
Might be something on the computer. The assistants. But
he had 7.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think I want to take a side note though, real quick, while y'all look this shit up. If Luka's scoring 60, right, and Kobe scored 81, but a lot of you guys question if Wilt scored 100, right? But then you talk about the time Wilt played, like there was no one around. There was nobody who was playing against guys who went fix toilets, right? Fix toilets, mechanics, guys who fixed the neighbor's car. They fixed the guy who they just shitted on in that same game car right after the game. It was in the parking lot stuck. He had the tools in his car because he had to go to work after. You guys talk hella shit about, that shit. And it's like you guys see this NBA today, and it's like, oh, but he did it with no shooting threes. Yeah, but look how big he was. Right. Who was stopping him? Who was there to stop him? Who was there to stop him?
Yeah,
just tell me that.
Nobody's defending
Think
that.
with a little logic. Who was there to stop him? Bill wasn't there. They didn't play the Celtics.
Yeah.
Who was there to stop him?
No.
That's all I want to know. No, exactly. Nobody was there to stop him to score 100. If he wanted to do it, he could have did it again. Because there was nobody there. It was plumbers. They were too busy worried about where they had to be after the game. Like, I don't understand you dudes. Like, but back to what we was talking about. Luka 60, David Robinson.
Yeah, so David Robinson had 71 and 14 and 5.
Wow. 5 assists?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
14 rebounds. And he did it twice. He scored 70 in his career. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? So you gotta but I wouldn't say. I would say it's right. It's Kobe's 81. It's Wilt Kobe's 81 and Luka and David Robinson, and they in the same tier. You know what I'm saying? But
I would put David Robinson in around the NBA. Tatum over Luka, 100%.
What do you guys think about Embiid's stat line this season?
Oh, then he dropped like 48 though.
59, 11, 59, 18 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 blocks, something like that.
Yeah, he's been doing some craziness too.
He trying to get that MVP that they gave the Joker,
Yeah. I don't think he's going to win at this point.
I don't think he is either.
I'd be shocked. I think it might go to somebody like Luka or Tatum.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't shock me if Jokic wins 3 straight. Not even.
I don't think they. I promise you, I don't think they give it to Jokic this year.
Okay,
the house is already set up for Luka to get it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. It's either Luka or Tatum that's getting the MVP this year.
Start putting up crazy numbers. between now and like the end of the season, yeah, it's already like leaning towards Luka.
I say Tatum front runner though, but I think he's been a little more. I gotta check the stats on that. You know what I'm saying? But Mel back in the buildings, FTSL.
I'm here. We had technical difficulties. I was driving, so we was effed up. So
yeah, no podding and driving, bro. No, do not.
No podding and driving. No podding and driving.
All right. But we was talking about Luka 60, 20, and 10, and a lot of people on Facebook were saying it was better than Kobe's 81. So we was ranking where it belonged in history.
No, I mean, it's hard in this version of the NBA to really rank. In my opinion, I got to put this out there because everybody gets upset. In my opinion,
because if you don't say that, they'll get crazy on you if you don't say that.
Right. They're still gonna get crazy on them.
Yeah,
they're still gonna go crazy
because that part ain't going in the TikTok.
This is true. Well, you gotta do that because the game is so free flowing now that I'm not saying it's easy to do now, but you see more of it now. And like I said, 16, 21 boards, 10 assists, I think it was 11 assists, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to take nothing away from him. That's retarded. Like, that's sick.
He did it against the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Kobe came against the Rockets. Wilkes came against the Knicks.
No, the 81 came against the Raptors.
Rockets, we just checked it.
The 81 point game?
Yeah, it's the Rockets. I swear I could be mistaken. I've been off today and I had a cup.
No, it was the Raptors.
I had a cup. Yeah, it was the Raptors. I said I could have been off. Look at the cup now. Mel, look at the cup. Look at the cup.
I see.
All right.
Yeah, no, it was the Raptors. But you got to think, Kobe scored that 81 in regular time.
Yeah, that's what people were saying too.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
it can't be better because it took him overtime to do it.
Yeah, Kobe did that. He dropped that 81 in 4 quarters.
But then somebody counted that with overtime. That Luka's 60, 20, and 10 led to more points. So like a player's like points that was responsible for.
Wait a minute, no. Because Kobe had
he said 5 assists or 7 assists, something like
that? He had 7 assists that game.
I want to be accurate.
Kobe did? I think he did have 6 assists.
I want to be accurate.
No, he had 2 assists, but he had 6 rebounds.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay, that's what I got to
see, that's why I said we want to be accurate.
And 3 steals, which is pretty good.
Kwame Brown, 3 points. Let's go, Kwame.
But if you want to add the assists and all of that, that's
on the show.
I mean, I see what they're saying. It led to more points. But did it? Because I look at it this way. Kobe needed every single one of those 81 points to beat the Raptors that day. Like, every last bit.
Really?
He literally played 41 minutes.
They beat him 104 to 122, so all he needed was 106.
No, they pulled away. I think it was like in like the beginning, like the first half of the fourth quarter. But in that third quarter, it was tight. Like, it was like Kobe was going, and he had like Smush Parker and Kwame Brown.
Yeah,
this has to be.
I think I was on the bench.
Games of all
time. Look. Kwame Brown sorry. Oh, Smush Parker had 13 that game.
Yeah, like. So no, I mean, like I said, it was the game Luka had. That was an amazing game. I mean, it's a game for the ages for sure. It's going to go in the record books as that. I mean, we haven't seen anybody put up a 60-20 rebound game since like Wilt when Wilt did it. I think Wilt had like 57 and 32 though. Like that's
Wilt was definitely no rebounds. Yeah, don't make no sense.
But yeah, so I mean, Luka. I mean, it was nice. It was a good game. I still think his usage rate is entirely too high for that team. Like I think they have enough pieces around that he doesn't have to dominate the ball.
But I just think that's the type of player he is, though. I just think.
Or do they have enough? Do you think they have enough around?
Yeah, I think Tim
Hardaway.
Hardaway.
Know if they do.
You got Tim Hardaway. You got Spencer Dinwiddie. You got guys.
Yeah, Finney Smith.
Dorian Finney-Smith. The thing is, too, like, then the next question is, outside of Luka, who can you really rely on? I mean, Tim Hardaway is really good. I like him a lot. But can you rely on him whether Luka's on the bench or if Luka just, it happens sometimes, he just shoots himself out of the game. I mean, he does it sometimes. So, like, can you rely on Hardaway? Can you rely on
I think you could rely on a collective of guys together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think, and as a group, the thing about it is what happens with guys like a Luka, what happens is you don't get enough touches throughout the game. So what happens is you don't get into a rhythm. So you don't know, like, oh, I'm hot from over here tonight. Or I'm good. Like you don't know until you get the ball and it's like, well, let me just see what I'm good at right now. Opposed to, like a lot of people don't give Steph Curry enough credit for this. But when he sees something, like if Clay looked like he hot,
he gets Clay the ball,
like go get the ball. And I don't think Luka does enough of that because some days Spencer Dinwiddie could be going. Sacrifice yourself for a little bit just to get him going so that you can have him for the third and the fourth quarter when you really need him.
On other notes, Booker's out for a month.
Oh, a month? Oh.
How far do you think the Suns are going to drop?
That depends on the attitude and how they treat DeAndre Ayton.
Because right now they're in 5th.
If they can get it right, whatever the beef is with DeAndre Ayton and everybody else, they need to fix that. If they don't fix that, they'll drop out of it real fast.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason, and I guess it's just because they have a solid team around them, but I don't know. I feel like the Suns just kind of stay afloat, even if, like when Chris Paul missed some time this season, right?
Yeah, at the beginning of the season.
I mean, they weren't the best they could be, obviously, because they were missing their second best player, but they kind of were okay. So I think even without Booker, they could, I think, at least stay in the playoff race, maybe, because, I mean, you have the Mavs right below them at 7. I'm not sure who's 8, but either way, I mean, I think they won't be good. They won't be great, but I think they could at least stay afloat.
Yeah, it depends on what Cameron Payne does and DeAndre Ayton. Like those are probably the two most important pieces to fill in.
Yeah.
In my opinion, again.
Yeah.
Don't want to offend Phoenix Suns.
He's not speaking for the basketball world. He's speaking for himself.
And you would think if it's coming from you wouldn't have to say my opinion. Like we're not out here doing research. You can, but it's the research, like you're basing your opinion off of the research. So it's like you wouldn't think you have to say, oh, it's my opinion. Like it's kind of
it's not a fact.
Right?
I've had to say that a couple of times on the podcast. That
like no matter how, even if it comes off as like, oh, this guy's trying to say like it's a fact, like it's still not a fact unless I tell you like
legitimately what happened in that moment,
or I tell you something legit, like I don't know. I don't even know.
81 points.
Yeah, unless I tell you something legit, like it's pretty clearly in it. Or if I say like whatever, like KD is the best scorer of all time, that's clearly an opinion. I really can't prove that, and
that's why Trusttheluv. That's why I personally now have Larry Bird as my GOAT.
I mean,
because everybody's fucking opinions about
he's just biased anyway because he was so.
No, yeah, I showed him all episode that you wasn't here that I'm not biased on Boston, so you can't come in with that.
Yes. Everything he does is Boston. Everything.
Yeah, okay. Did I not just talk down what our faults could be? Like, don't do that. I'm not biased, bro.
I think he actually did in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I did. Don't do that.
Look, we're all see the thing about people get the word bias.
I'm not.
You gotta.
You get everybody gets biased as if it's a bad word. It's not
No,
a
it's
bad
not.
word.
I'm just not biased. I just speak on both sides of it. That's just what it is.
You are biased.
I have
You
a
are
bias
biased
to
though.
both sides. That's what I have.
Why'd you pick Larry Bird?
Larry Bird for what?
As your vote. Why'd you pick him?
I picked him because everybody. I just said it because everybody has this opinion.
It has nothing to do with he plays for your favorite team.
No.
Okay.
It's the guy I think is that's my guy. That's why he's on my wall.
But then you're biased because you're biased to him, right?
No, that's my guy. That's just my guy. I could pick Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce to go.
But you're more biased to Larry Bird.
No, not really. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. I know that.
Yo, as long as you can make a case for Paul Pierce, man.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT. We know that, man. I'm on record of saying that. But what I'm saying
I'm messing with you.
I know you're messing with me, but for the people, what I'm saying is because you guys got these stupid ass takes about this person being better than this person, all this crazy La La Land shit. I'm in La La Land now. Bird is the GOAT. Number one. Better than Jordan, better than LeBron. Can't touch him. Invincible. Like,
as long as you can make a case, man.
But yeah, I mean, you could make. And the thing about it is, you could probably make.
You can make a case for Bird.
Yeah,
you could definitely make a case for Bird.
Know what we're not going to make a case for though?
Carmelo Anthony.
This guy said this one right here. He said Joker is the top 10 center of all time.
Okay, let's do this. Ready?
That's what he said.
Let's do this. Ready? All right. So.
Better than Hakeem Olajuwon. I want to hear this.
No, I didn't. I never said that.
Yo, on TikTok,
offensively, yeah, he is, but not as a player.
He's better offensively than Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, but not as a player though.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
All-time centers or offensive centers? Which one are we doing?
Either one. You tell me, and I'm gonna
all-time
get my softball together.
Let's just think about it. So, name in order. Just name the centers that you have all time. Like name your top 10 centers.
Okay. In order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In order. Kareem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal. Okay. Hakeem Olajuwon. David Robinson.
No. Just name them. Just name 10. Name your top 10.
Okay. Okay. Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Put some respect.
Yep. This is where it gets a little dicey because a lot of these dudes aren't centers.
Centers. Just strictly centers. No Karl Malone. He's a power forward. No Duncan.
I'm not Karl. It's like, all right. Not when I say not centers. But okay, so you got Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning.
Alonzo's a good name.
You're running out of names, aren't you?
Because I don't think about centers like that.
Mm.
Oh, then you got, and I didn't mention the Will Chamberlains and the Bill Russells yet. Mm-hmm. That's 9 right there.
Shaq.
That's 9 right there.
David Robinson, Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, I didn't get to Moses.
George Mikan and Bob McAdoo.
So then, I get. See, I've looked in the comments and I see what people were saying about the MVPs and stuff like that. But we also have to. I also take into consideration he's been in the league for 8 years. He's probably been good
for like 3 years,
3.5 years.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
So there's a lot.
Whereas when Embiid touched the floor, Embiid was good.
And I say this: what other centers has he had to play against in the Western Conference?
How about Anthony Davis?
See, now we're getting into criteria.
I'm giving
criteria.
I'm only giving, like I said, I'm just going to give my side of it because they'll say I can say he hasn't really played against another center his whole time that he's been playing.
Yeah.
So, not to say it's easy for him to just go out and do what he does, but it's kind of easy to go out and do what he does.
Because he's so good.
But I went and looked it up, and I said, well, let me see a center that he has to go up against the most in his conference, which was Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2016 till last year, what do you think he averages against Rudy Gobert?
Like 35,
Probably
10, and 10. 35, 10, and 10.
35, 10, and 10? How about 19, 10, and 5?
Really?
Oh, 19,
Rudy
10,
Gobert
and
is one of the
5?
best defenders of all time, so I wouldn't be surprised, I guess.
See, that's what I mean. What Embiid average against him?
Gobert? Yo, he cooks Gobert, dude.
And that's not a metric, and I want to understand, like, I'm not saying that's what he does, because he's had he had like a 47, 12, and 8 game against Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, he has good games and he has real shitty games. It just, it's an accordion. It gets good, it gets bad, it gets good, it gets bad. But that's what I think would be more of the case if he was going up against more 7-footers throughout his time, which he really doesn't.
Now, I have a question for you to respond to that. What if he never goes against any other 7-footers? What if there's no one else to match him defensively aside from Gobert?
I think we need.
But that's to me
is in Embiid finals.
Yes.
But to me,
people will see Embiid fully healthy is better.
But what happens is that's my Wilt Chamberlain argument. You going out and you scoring 160,000 points against dudes that is way shorter than you.
Oh, that's why we were talking about. That's why we'll be because
it's like it's right. It's not that he's not good. I'm not saying that he's not good, but when you playing against a center who's 6'9", 6'10", you 7'1", and not a skinny 7'1", Jokic is a big dude. That's money in the bank, if you ask me.
So that's the thing. Like I'm looking at this from a purely. I'm looking at. You mentioned Bob McAdoo. You mentioned Dikembe Mutombo. You mentioned Wes Unseld.
If you're gonna, I know what you're gonna say. If you're gonna say talent for talent,
yeah, straight up, that's what I'm gonna say.
Talent for talent. If you're gonna go talent for talent, yes, he's top 10.
Yes. That's exactly
that's it. He's a generational talent.
Yes,
I don't think anybody takes that away from him.
If you're going to include, well, what would be the argument for a guy like Wes Unseld? Why would he be in that conversation?
As far as the top 10 center?
Yeah.
Well, Wes Unseld was 11. He was the 11th person.
I didn't have him on my
time. I'm sorry.
Because I was looking at a list, and right now, Jokic is 12 on that list, and Wes Unseld is in front of him. With his 2 MVPs.
Mutombo. Okay, Mutombo. What would be Mutombo's case to be on that list?
You got to think away.
Mutombo, he was like the best player on those teams, and offensively, he's not nowhere near Joker or anything like that. But the way he controlled the game defensively was insane. Like he anchored that defense by himself. Like he altered how teams had to play because of how good defensively he was.
A conversation like this needs like an hour, like no joke, because we are ranking based off of totally different criteria, and it's hard. I feel like it's really hard to.
Yeah, no. As a talent, like I said, as a talent, Joker is better overall than Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
As good as Joker is offensively, that was Dikembe defensively.
Yeah. Yes, you know what? I agree with that. I do, because in terms of the range, I have Jokic. Offensively, I feel like Mutombo is probably in that range defensively too, because Mutombo is one of the greatest defenders of all time. And if you want to use the defensive player of the year, he has 4 of them. He's the only player. He's one of only 2 players in NBA history to have 4 defensive player of the year awards. So
like that.
Yeah, and Ben Wallace was the other one.
Yeah, Ben
which is I had an argument about Ben Wallace too.
Ben was in today's he would eat on defense.
I think so.
I don't believe I don't believe I don't think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. That is just my personal opinion.
Draymond Green does it, man, and he's shorter, probably a little smaller than Ben Wallace too. I mean, I think he would. I don't think Ben Wallace will be the offensive player Draymond Green is, but defensively,
That's why I said defensively. I did say in my opinion.
He'd probably even be. Oh my gosh, he'd probably be even better.
Yeah, today's league.
Yeah. If Ben Wallace could play a liquor, if he could play a liquor offense, he would have been
screen. Just set screens and run to the rim. I mean, really, that's all he would have to do. Catch lobs.
Right.
That's it, man. No, he doesn't need a jumper. Like, just set screens, roll to the rim, catch lobs. That's it.
That's just something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I got a question. I was hearing this. I think it was on ESPN. I think somebody said it. Because, you know, I open the door a little bit to the big head media. I peek in a little bit. Just I shut that shit though. I'll be like, okay, nah, I can't get that shit wrapped in your brain, man. You start thinking like those things, like a lot of you guys do. But they were talking about Tatum and Brown, right? And they were saying, what if Tatum and Brown plays together for like the next 10 years? They win 2-3 championships, and they're the best duo in the league. Could they be considered like on the same caliber?
Nope.
Caliber of who?
Don't even do it. Don't even do it.
Nope.
Don't even do it.
Nope.
Don't even do it.
Nope.
Don't even
caliber
do it.
of.
Don't even do
nope.
it.
I didn't say this. ESPN said this, right? So
no, they would.
Don't even finish that because I already know where they're going. I don't even want to hear it.
They wouldn't be a top.
I'm actually curious.
They wouldn't be a top 5 duo. They wouldn't be a top 5 duo. Not better than Mike and Pippen. Not better than.
No, I didn't say better. I didn't say better. Did not say better.
Same. They're not even in the same room.
I'd say.
Yeah, they're not in that room.
ESPN need to cut that out right now.
Not better than Kobe and Shaq. Not better than Bird and McHale. Yeah, no. Not Isaiah Dumars. Nope. No.
ESPN.
What if they go? What if they go 6-1 in the finals?
6. Then you got something to talk about.
All right. Because I knew it was like, because I said 2 or 3. If I was like, they go on to win 5 championships.
But it's not. But then you also have to add in, like with Kobe and Mike, you still got how many MVPs are one of them going to get? How many all defensive teams, all offensive, like all NBA teams? Like all that stuff plays into it as well.
Oh, 100%. I could definitely see Tatum getting a lot more first teams and Brown sneaking into some second team, third teams.
But that's the difference. Kobe and Mike and all they were all first team.
Yeah, that's cool, but we're just talking about
we're
not talking about them as players. We're talking about them as a group.
I mean, it depends on how they play,
what
though,
they
too.
do together in the league
as a collective.
Can you put them in the upper echelons of duos if they're going to win multiple titles in the next?
They would have to win
and accumulate some accolades, man.
They would have to win to be in that conversation because you got to think you got Steph and Clay, Mike and Scottie, Kobe and Shaq.
Joel Embiid, James Harden. I'm just kidding.
Right. However you want to put Tim Duncan and Manu, or Tim Duncan and Parker, however you want to do that.
I'm going Tim Duncan.
You still got, if they get 2, are you trying to compare them to Dwayne Wade and LeBron?
And DeMarcus Cousins?
What? Yeah, well, they're probably about the same because they didn't win anything.
Well, yeah, they didn't really play many games together, so.
We're talking, hypothetically, if they were to win championships.
Yeah.
No, if they win 2 championships, do you think they're better than Dwayne Wade and LeBron?
No.
No, I'm not saying better, but I will put them in that criteria.
No way.
Put them up in that upper echelon to where those guys are. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, but those dudes, they were rock stars.
If this is one of the best duos, like Clay and Steph, I don't think people are calling them the best duo in the league anymore.
They're the best backcourt of all time.
Right. But
while they were winning their championships, they were.
But if but that's what I'm saying. If Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is the best duo, hands down, like Clay and Steph was, and they go on to win 3-4 championships, you don't think you can put them in that criteria of the best duos, like one of the best duos ever played together?
Like it depends on
Like
what
Tatum's scoring 44 and Jalen's scoring 39.
Well, then that would be ignorant. Yeah.
Because that's what they're doing. Like these guys are going crazy together, and it's like, and it stems from the talk of, oh, one of them going to leave. We had this conversation the other day. Oh, Brown's contract extension didn't come yet. And I'm like, we don't got to worry about that to 2024.
Yeah, but it's a softball of things.
I don't see
you got to think.
I don't see
it's a softball of things because you got to put it all together and understand. Like when Mike was winning championships with Scotty, he was winning MVPs and stuff as well. When Tim Duncan was doing it, he was winning MVPs. Shaq was winning MVPs while he was with Kobe.
You don't think if they go and let's say they go to 4 more, right, and they win all 4 of them, whatever, they win 4 of them. You don't think Jaylen Brown could sneak in and get a Finals MVP?
I'm talking about league MVPs too. Like we're talking about league MVPs.
I don't think like Brown. I think there's too many people in Brown way for him to get a league MVP.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
right,
a softball of things.
Finals, because you did name one of those things being finals, and people hold the Finals MVP to a little bit higher regard than the season MVP because the regular season and what you play for is the championship. So if Brown sneaks in and gets one of those Finals MVPs, Tatum has 3, Brown has 1, and they got 4 championships. I feel like you kind of have to at that point. Yeah, I'm saying you can put those guys up there.
With 4 championships? Yeah, with 4.
4 championships? Yeah, I mean...
I got to make it appeasing to you, Mel, because 2 championships isn't enough.
Because the bar is so high. No, the bar is so high.
Oh, shit. He clicked off? Yeah. He said the bar is really high.
The bar is set. The bar is set dumb high when you're talking about duos. And then how do you do it? Because do you get back-to-back championships, or is it a championship here, then you go 2 years, then you win 1, then you win another one? Like, is it back-to-back? Because you got to think, don't do 1 back-to-back and 3 in a row, and like you still got to figure out how that all works.
But then
together.
I can see the conversation being, well, the league was so talented, Giannis being there, and then it's like the Warriors somehow was rejuvenated, the Pelicans was there, the Grizzlies was there, the Suns was there, the Nuggets was there, like all these good teams, and then this person was injured, that person went down at the wrong moment, this person didn't have it.
There's good teams. There's good teams every year.
Oh yeah, there's definitely good teams every year, and you know.
So no, it's like I said, it's the criteria.
It's still early, but I did say the Nets were going to be a top 3 seed, and they sit in that third
right,
spot.
and it's like, it's not. I'm not saying that they couldn't be, but
right now.
That's just like a big ass mountain to climb.
And they climbed that big ass mountain.
No, they ain't climbed it yet.
Nigga, they third.
No, I said winning 4 championships is a big ass mountain.
Oh yeah. I get it, but they have that good of a team that I think they're definitely, if they stay together and they play for 10 years, I don't see why they couldn't get 3 or 4.
A lot of people said that and they don't ever get 3 or 4.
That's fine. I'm just saying we're talking about right now these 2 particular players. I don't care about what people have said before. I care about right now. Like I'm saying Boston because I can still see in the next 10 years of Giannis getting 2 to 3 more. But I don't think that's more realistic than Tatum and Brown getting 3 together or 4 together. I think the same thing. 2 things could be true. Giannis gets 2 to 3 more, and Tatum and them gets 3 or 2 to 3. Like,
I mean, like, it's just all hypotheticals. It's not, how I feel.
Yeah, I know we don't deal with hypotheticals. I know we get into a little strange area, but it's a little strange for us to talk hypotheticals. But I just know, like, I heard, I can't remember who it was.
They like to do self, prognostication going all the way out. Like, oh well, if they did this, like, then we're not taking into consideration injuries or the team changing around them. We're assuming that the entire crew is going to stay together for that long.
Yeah, 100%. And things does change. They role plays.
Because like things that like what the Warriors did and what the Spurs did, that's hard to keep 3 or 4 guys together for a long period of time. Like that's hard.
Well, I don't know because you got those guys that want to be there. Tatum wants to be there. Brown wants to be there. Smart wants to be there.
No, I'm not saying it's not impossible. I said it's hard.
Yeah. No. I heard you.
because it's just people have their own agendas sometimes. They just start looking at the landscape and be like, you know what? Maybe I had enough of this. I want to make a little bit more money over here. Or I want to look at Kevin Durant. There was no reason for Kevin Durant to leave Golden State, but he made up something in his mind. I want to do this by
That's
myself.
literally what he did. That's literally what he did. That's crazy.
No, he didn't. How did he make something up in his mind?
No, he felt as if the Golden State fan base and everybody didn't embrace him the way he wanted to be embraced. Like, bro, you just got here. You are not. Steph and them were born there. Like they watched him grow. If you
But
wanted
even then,
that,
it's
you
like
should have stayed in
nobody even
OKC.
said that. Like
But that's
nobody
what-
part of
well-
the Golden State fandom said that at all. Like he felt like that because he wasn't getting as much love as Steph Curry. Like
Right.
that's quite literally
And
what happened.
yeah, he made that up in his mind, and
He
then
made that
he
shit
felt
up.
like
Nobody told you that, bro. You said that shit because you wanted to have your own team and wanted to feel more important than the light skin who was drafted there. Sorry, no. Get over yourself.
yeah, if you wanted that feeling, you should have stayed your ass in OKC.
Boom. It's that simple.
You're not going to get, especially, it's not like Steph ain't a megastar. Like, if he was just a regular dude, I would get the gripe. But that's not who Steph Curry is. Like, Steph is a megastar.
Especially
You want
in
him coming in. Yeah, especially.
I don't know,
so-
because what y'all said, that's not what KD said. And I'm just going to go off what he said and not what y'all said. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay. Does it make any... What did he say? Repeat what he said.
Nah, you should. What did he say, man? Since y'all know what he did, y'all like he just made up something in his mind. He just left because he made something up. Like
That's to me. That's what it sounded like to me. Like he's
so what
talking
did he
about
say?
all of
What
this.
did he say that led you to think he made something up? Just because he left? Is
No,
the best
because
team
he
ever.
sat up there and won 2 championships back to back with a team that he quite literally had his best offensive and defensive season doing. And talking about, oh well, they don't embrace me like they do Steph, and oh, I want to be the leader of my own team.
When did he say that? I need the interview. I need the
If I
interview
could-
where the words.
If I wasn't on my phone, I would be able to look it up right now. But I'm on my phone,
No,
so I can't physically.
He
look it
did
up.
say that.
But he quite literally said that.
And then also he said he wanted to be a place where he didn't have to be and carry the load, where they could pass the ball around and this, that, and the third. And he loved beautiful basketball. That was the point of going to Golden State. Just to go to Brooklyn and go back to ISO ball. The one thing he said he hated doing. Makes no sense. Now, could it be that his relationship with Draymond Green got a little dicey? Maybe, of course. Draymond Green has the ability to rub people the wrong way. But if you have a chance to rewrite the record books, you don't throw that out the window because of personal feelings.
Especially if you're having your
In my
most
opinion.
efficient offensive season you've had in your career.
Right. He didn't have to take 20, 30 shots a game.
No,
He was scoring.
I
He was
read the
getting
rest
his.
of it, and that's that. From what I'm reading at Media Day, what he said at Media Day, not what he said. So,
What'd he say?
yeah, I mean, y'all know best, bro.
What'd he say?
You guys say he didn't feel accepted by who?
By the fan base.
He said, and I quote, is because media kept calling it KD and the Warriors. Just for that
Okay.
part. That's just the part. Just right there where you said the fans. It wasn't because
Which
of the
was crazy
fans.
because nobody part of the
It was
fan.
because media was calling
Because
it KD
if
and the
that
Warriors.
was-
So what he's
so if
basically
that was
saying
the-
is
Listen, but listen how backwards it sounds. Why would he then say? Why would he say that was the case, that they said it was KD and the Warriors, but then he would want to leave and get his own team? Why would that have to happen?
He said, I felt it was time for a change. I wanted to play for a new team. Simply put, I just did it. I didn't really think about what I was leaving behind or what we accomplished. I put that up on the shelf already. When it was time to make a decision on my future, I thought solely about me. He says, Despite feeling accepted by the Warriors, he knew he would never really be one of those guys. Steph Curry obviously drafted here. Iguodala won his first finals, first championship. Klay Thompson drafted there. Draymond drafted there. And the rest of those guys kind of rehabilitated their careers there. So me, shit, how you going to rehabilitate me? What are you going to teach me? How can you alter anything in my basketball life? I got an MVP already. I got scoring titles. As time went on, I started to realize I'm just different from the rest of those guys. It's not a bad thing, just my circumstances and how I came in the league. And on top of that, the media always looked at it like KD and the Warriors. So it's like nobody could give a full acceptance of me there.
That's what we said. He did not feel accepted.
No. I'm glad
by the fan base.
It wasn't the fan. It literally just read it, and he said the media.
No.
It was because of the media.
Listen to what he.
Followed,
no.
He
but listen to what he.
Afterwards,
listen to what he said.
Accepted it
just listen. Listen to what he said. He said, Steph, he drafted here, grown here. Klay, same thing. Iguodala got his first championship here. Iggy wanted to be there, so that's totally different. The acceptance part, that's what he's talking about, being accepted.
No, that wasn't even a part of it because you're leaving the context out of it. The context comes later on, right after he says, this guy was drafted there. This guy, he says. He literally says it. Now I'm gonna go back because I want it word from word. I don't want to mess his words up. So give me a second. Curry was obviously drafted there. Draymond won his first championship, his first finals, his first championship. Klay Thompson was drafted there. Draymond was drafted there.
Listen,
this is the important part. Hold on, Mel. This is the important part. And the rest of those guys kind of rehabilitated their careers. So for me, shit, how are you going to rehabilitate me? What are you going to do to me? How are you going to alter my basketball career?
All right, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. I'm gonna tell you.
Which means what he is saying is there is nothing left for me to do here. There's nothing left for me. He even said it's not a bad thing that, they didn't look at me, and that it's not a bad thing that those guys were drafted there. I'm not saying it like it's a bad, but I'm saying I needed to go somewhere to prove myself. To who?
Okay.
Media. It wasn't so much of the fans, it was media.
Let me know when you're done.
Now, since you let me finish, thank you. I'm done now.
Okay. Now, listen, he contradicted himself through the whole statement. He said Iguodala won his first championship there, right?
He won his first finals here.
Didn't Kevin Durant?
No, but that's not what he's saying.
No.
He's saying Iggy is more a part of those guys. What he's saying is he said I didn't fit in with those. What he said as time went on, I started to realize I was different from the rest of those guys. So he's telling you why he's mentioning Iggy. Iggy was one of those guys. The team, everybody that was there was one of those guys that either got drafted there, rehabilitated their career there, Iguodala, and won championship there before he got there. So when he came along, it was like that was already built. This is already the brotherhood they got. So instead of me trying to force my way in there, media already saying it's KD and the Warriors. It's never just going to be the Warriors. I'm never going to be a part of this in the media's eyes. You're saying fans when he's literally saying media. I think, and we all know KD cares more about the media, what the media has to say about him, than what fans have to say about him.
Okay. Now, didn't the Warriors rehabilitate Kevin Durant?
No.
They didn't?
No.
What was the narrative on Kevin Durant before he went to Golden State?
The narrative got worse on him going to Golden State. So how did they rehabilitate
him? No.
The narrative was the same. If you really rehabilitate a guy's career, it's JaVale McGee's career. What happened with JaVale McGee? He was doing all this shacking the fool, goes to the Golden State, and nobody mentions that shit no more. KD leaves the Warriors, and it's still same shit from OKC is getting mentioned to bring him down and make him less of a player than what he is. What are you saying?
Before he got to Golden State, did Kevin Durant, was he ever considered the greatest player in the world?
He was considered the second greatest player in the world. I hate that you guys try to use the greatest player in the world. Like, there's not guys that come behind that. There's a 1, there's a 2, and a 3. But that doesn't mean that they're not great. Yes, he was one of the greatest players in the world for a stint in his career in OKC. He carried that team to a finals. Let's not forget that. Yeah, he lost, but he carried it to a finals. He also got to, if I'm not mistaken, 2 Western Conference finals. So
did his status in the NBA go up when he went to Golden State, or did it stay the same?
No, his status got worse when he went to Golden State.
How does it get worse winning 2 Finals MVP?
Because no one gives him credit for it. What are we talking about here? How many arguments have we had with people on this show of them calling it Mickey Mouse rings, and it's not rings? He got 1.5. He only got
the Mickey Mouse ring.
Not rings.
The Mickey Mouse ring belongs to LeBron.
No, whatever the case may be, but how many people, like, I could bring the tape of a guy saying, "Oh, don't tell me about KD's 2 rings. We can't bring that up. When we bring up KD's rings, it's on the bottom of everybody else's rings." That's what he's looked at. That's everybody. That's how a lot of people feel about KD going to the Warriors. That's how a lot of people feel. Mulish might not feel that way being a Warriors fan, but that's how a lot of people feel. Mulish, I know you come across Warriors fans that think that way. That he needed the Warriors more than the Warriors needed him. Like, that's his narrative. His narrative is he should have never went to that team. There was a dinosaur, right?
They did. No, he didn't. That's the whole point. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Skip the needed. They both needed each other. And even Draymond said it. Draymond literally said it. They both needed each other, so we can scratch that. We can scratch it. Draymond said it. We can scratch it. Even Klay Thompson has said it recently.
After the fact, if Harrison Barnes makes 1 jump shot in the fucking finals, they don't need it.
We don't know that because Kevin Durant is still a free agent. He's still a free agent. So who's not going to pursue the second greatest player in the league at that time? Who's not going to do it?
If the Warriors don't lose in the finals, they don't go get him.
No, 100%. If they don't lose in the finals, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Going to get him. It's he don't go there. He said that out of his own mouth. If they win, I don't go there. He's probably in Boston or Portland or something like that.
He goes somewhere else.
100%.
Like I said, but no matter where he goes,
right?
If he would have won, doesn't that elevate him?
Right, but no, because they already were like. That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying that he went and now he's winning championships and he's winning Finals MVP. Now he can be looked at as this way. People wasn't seeing him that way. People hated him being on the Warriors. People didn't understand why he chose that team. Stop me when I'm wrong.
They can hate it, but they still understand
that's what we're talking about.
That's still but it still put him in a higher place.
But that's what I'm telling you. To us, yes, Mel. But to the masses of people, the KD haters, like there's a big group of them. Ask GK. GK is a vivid fucking GK. KD hater. GK will tell you this shit. Like, why did he go to the Warriors? That's why I used to love KD. GK said, I'll show you the clip. I used to love KD, and then he went to the Warriors, and now I hate him. I can't stand him because he made that move. Why did he have to make that move? That's how people feel about KD's legacy. KD's legacy is not where it should be consensusly because he went to Golden State. How we feel about KD is that upped his legacy. He's a champion now. You can put him amongst those champions. That's how me and you feel. But a lot of it, Moo just said it. I feel that way. He feels what I'm saying because that's what Warriors fans think.
No, he said he feel. No, I feel like he needed Golden State. He needed Golden State.
No, that was that. But I don't think that's what Moo. When you said that, you felt that way. What were you saying that to? Just to clear.
I said I felt that way when you said that people were saying that KD needed the Warriors more than the Warriors needed KD, and I still do.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's the narrative on the championships.
But he needed Golden State to lift his resume, to lift his.
Yes, to us, but not to the masses, Mel. And that's what we're debating here. How does the masses feel about KD? The masses feel like he should have never went to Golden State. He doesn't really have reach because he had to go get him on a dynasty that was already in the making. That's what people feel about KD.
It wasn't in the. That's the thing that's weird. The fucking Warriors only won 1 championship.
Right.
It wasn't a dynasty.
Right, but were people not calling them a dynasty then?
No, he was part of the dynasty. He was part of the dynasty.
Right, and that's what they said. That's what made them become a dynasty. There was one piece away. KD going there made them a dynasty.
So he elevated. So they elevated him.
Elevated the team, but not in people's eyes is what we're debating, Mel. I agree with 100% what you're saying, but what you're not getting, what I'm saying is majority of people that view KD going to the Warriors view it as a soft, weak move, and that's
I
always
told
going
no.
to be
It's not
on his
about.
resume.
I know what you.
That's
I
what's
know
on
what
his
you
resume.
mean about him going there. But once he got there, the whole everything
No, it didn't go
about
away.
Kevin Durant.
It didn't go away. That's what I'm saying. It did not go away. I still hear it to today. I still hear it today with KD haters. I still hear it today. Today they're still mad at him for going to the Warriors. Today they're still mad at him for not for oh he didn't accomplish nothing in OKC. What did he accomplish in OKC?
They still do call
what
it the
did he
weakest
accomplish?
move ever by a superstar. That's what they call it. They say it's the weakest move still to this day ever done by a superstar.
How is it a weak? Okay, my thing. This is
I don't
what
agree
we
with that at
always.
all. I don't agree with that at all. But that's what the media continues to say that to push that narrative.
But they can say it. They can say, but out of his mouth, you got to understand what I'm saying. Out of his mouth, he's saying, "What can Golden State do for me, nigga? They did everything for you."
No, I don't view it that way. I disagree. But go ahead, Moo. You was going to say something.
The way I feel it is, if he wants to say that, then it's like go look at the game tape. Go look at your play from OKC years to the Warriors years. You were more efficient on the Warriors. You were better defensively.
OKC too. So that goes into it too.
That's true. That's true. I'm not denying that.
But that's
what flourish if your skills match his system, which his did. That's why he chose them, right? Because he knew he would fit so effortlessly into their system. He knew he would. So that's why he chose them, because it wouldn't have fucked up what they had there. I said this plenty of a couple, maybe 10, 15 episodes ago. Like, that's why he goes there, because it's like, I'm not gonna street like, bro, I can just be me and fit in the system like it's nothing. You don't have to change nothing for me.
But that's the whole point. That's why at the end with him saying, "What can they do?"
They did, though.
They did all of that for him.
That's not.
His first year, when everybody thought that he couldn't play, when they thought he couldn't play defense, and he was up for Defensive Player of the Year, that was because of Golden State.
Yes, because the system they were in. I just agreed. It's the system that.
I'm not saying you. I'm just challenging what he said.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I'm saying it because it's the system that it's the system that he was put in. Because Golden State was a good defensive team that relied on help defense. You can put a long, slinky guy like KD in there, and he would flourish in it more than he would flourish on a one-on-one based defense, a man-to-man based defense, where these guys were switching everything. These guys were down low, clogging the paint. Like, he fit in it effortlessly. That's why he goes there. If he doesn't fit in it effortlessly, they don't win 2 championships.
But that helps your game, though. That's the point that I'm saying is like,
but not his. We're talking about his resume. It helps his resume on paper, but it doesn't. When you only have a resume for somebody to look at it and be like, all right, you are accomplished. You fit this role like this.
You think Isaiah Thomas cares about what people thought about him?
No, but the different breed. We're talking about two different people born in 2 different times. The blood is different, Mel. Like, the blood from then and the blood from now is different. These guys ain't built this.
But you can silence.
We're talking about KD, the guy that had a burner account to clap back. Like,
but you can silence all of that like he was doing by winning. You silence that by winning. You know what Steph Curry did? He shut everybody the fuck up.
Right. But when KD went to the Warriors, it did not shut everybody the fuck up. When he won those championships in the finals.
Yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did.
So why is there still a debate about KD's legacy right now? We just had
because he left Golden State.
No, because he went left there. That's the argument. The debate is never. I have never had one debate about why KD left. I have one conversation on this show about why KD left the Golden State Warriors. A couple of months ago we had it. But every other conversation about KD, no matter if it's on the net or if it's on this, it always comes up. Oh, he made the weakest move in NBA history. He went to the Warriors. The Warriors was this already. The Warriors that. That's what comes up in KD's conversation. Oh,
because that's what
time. It's not
because that's the conversation. Because that's the conversation.
He won an MVP in OKC. It's not the conversation that he got to a finals in OKC at 20 what? At 20 what? At 20 what he got there? Okay, nobody remembers the Western Conference Finals he got to and leading his team when Westbrook went down that year. Like, nobody wants to remember what he did at OKC. All that shit gets erased because he went to Golden State. All people remember is, he went to Golden State. They had Steph, Clay, and Draymond. They had 3 All-Stars, a superstar, and 2 stars. Like, how could you go to that team? That's what the talk on KD is. There's
Because
nothing
that's
about his
all.
legacy being
Because
positive.
that's what Stephen A. and them niggas talk about.
You are the only one that I've ever heard talk about KD's legacy like that. You're the only one. I'm always over here, and that's why I'm so up, because I'm always over here defending KD's legacy. That's what I'm doing now, because I understand what you're saying. KD's legacy and his resume went up when he went to Golden State, because he was not only the still player, he did not fuck up what they had going on there. And then he was able to not only win 2 championships, but be the best player in that series twice and get 2 finals MVP. I feel you on that shit. I'm with you on, but that is not the masses. That's not how they look at KD. They look at KD as one of the softest, weakest players that made the weakest move in NBA history. That is his legacy.
Because in my opinion, he was only the best player on that Warriors team 1 year, and that was 2017 or 2018, however you want to fucking classify it. But the next year, he was not the best player on the team.
Steph,
I think the second year they both averaged 26 points.
Steph got robbed out of a couple finals MVPs. Not going to say nothing, but that's just Melvin.
I'll say it.
That 81 for sure.
Like Steph should have 3 finals MVPs.
Exactly. But that's besides the point. KD.
That was the media trying to make up for hating on KD, bro.
And I get that point. I get that factor, but it's just like, bro, at the end of the day, you talk so much shit about the media. Why do you listen to these niggas so fucking much, bro?
Because that's the mentality of players today. They care about what others think about them. They're just humans.
I understand that.
Humans across the board just care so much about what the next person think about it. I don't care. Like my shirt, you see how many times I fixed it tonight? Like it don't matter. Like as long as you can look me in my eyes and enjoy the content, bro, I don't care about my shirt being all over the damn thing. Like I'm in it. We get heat, the shirt moves. Like, but people don't think that way. It's like, nah, I gotta pull it down, hold it down. So it's like people don't think people care about what other people think about him. KD is one of those. No, and I don't hold that against KD. KD, we want you on the show. You feel me?
And I think for the most part, what you're saying is 100% correct. When people don't think for themselves, ESPN and First Take and First Things First and all those, they're giving you your opinion. You're not forming your own opinion based off what you see, because a lot of people these days, they don't know how to look at something and be like, oh, I think this. They don't do that. They say, well, he said that and he said that, so that must be right. No, it's not.
100%.
You can form your own opinion. Now, if you come out to the same opinion as them, that's one thing. But if you're just taking it because you think that person's a quote unquote expert, then you should.
There's the profession they're in.
Right, like you should not then repeat it into the atmosphere. Like I don't think you should do that. I think unless you have your own opinion that you formulated, you shouldn't speak that. Allow those people to speak.
Even if you think the same, like even if you think similar to a guy, like you should still your opinion shouldn't be word for word, verbatim.
It shouldn't be 100% exactly the same. Like you can come to the same conclusion, but using different factors. You shouldn't use the same factors to come out to the same exact ending as someone else. I think that's the chances of that are very odd.
And this is the thing about this whole KD thing, right? Like, I'm not saying it's like I completely understand the point where it's like it's the media and I get it, right? But at the end of the day, it's like you have to be able to take your own career into your own hands. And what I mean by that is you can't let outside forces dictate how you feel or how your career is essentially going to go. What I mean by that is when the media always talks about KD, oh, that was the weakest move, that was this, that was that, that was this, that was that. Bro, none of that matters because you're winning. Now, when you let that shit get in your head and you start to think like, damn, they might fuck around and be right. All right, well, bet. Now I got to go to my own team. Now I got to go lead my own team. Let me go get Kyrie. Let me go get James Harden. Let me go. And it's just like, you can't let them dictate your own thoughts. And I get it. Trust me, Troy. I get that point where it's just like, well, some people aren't like us, where it was like, we don't give a fuck what motherfuckers think. Right. And I get that point wholeheartedly. But at the end of the day, it's his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do what's best for your career.
I always say that about KD. I always say that. Why you mad at a man for doing what fit him? He didn't just want to go there. Those guys wanted him there. Nobody talks about that at the end of that conversation.
Kevin Durant
and hold on real quick.
Draymond wanted him there as much.
Hold on real quick. Exactly. As much as they wanted him there, he wanted to go there because he wanted to play with his friends. Right. That's what people don't take into account either. It's like, oh, that was the weakest move. Okay, well, how many times have you been on a team, or how many times have you been on another team or something like that, and all your friends is on one team, and you want to play for that motherfucking team? So you do whatever the fuck you can do to play for that team, and you end up on that team, and y'all have powerhouse, and y'all end up blowing everybody the fuck out because everybody knows if y'all get together, it's a wrap.
It's
How many
a
times
wrap.
how many times did it happen in our childhood, bro? Like that's happened a lot. So it's like people to
I was
blame him
always
for
teaming
that.
up my best friend.
Come on, bro. Come on,
Yeah,
dog.
it's
We
like
always teamed up with the squad, bro. And every time we teamed up with the squad, you knew it was going down. Everybody's getting ran off the gym or right off the field. It's
yeah,
that simple. So it's like
because
you can't people blaming him for going to a team that he literally, if you look it up and you watch the games, he literally had his statistical best offensive and defensive years. Like, why would you hate on a man that's going to better himself? Because he knows
that's
if I
it.
go to this fucking team, bro, there's nothing that's gonna stop us, bro. I'm gonna be able to play my best form of basketball, offense wise and defense wise, and nobody's gonna be able to stop me.
Then to be the best player in both those finals, hitting
He-
the shot on LeBron the first one, then coming back and hitting it from sitting almost the same spot,
Damn near the same
little
spot.
further back again, just to
Bro,
put him away.
it's like
I am
you, but
him.
he's gonna go down. This, in my opinion, he's gonna. Like
Our
I said,
opinion.
people are gonna say he's gonna go down as making the weakest move ever in NBA history as a free agent going to Golden
Mhm.
State.
Which
Yeah.
is asinine.
But then in the same breath, people are saying he made the dumbest fucking move by leaving Golden State to
Right.
go to
But
Brooklyn.
only reason why they're saying that
No,
is
no,
because
I'm just
Golden State won another championship.
no,
If
no,
it
no.
wasn't saying that,
They said it when he left. They said it when he
it was
left.
yeah, because of the potential of Golden State. You're right, but it started to hear it a lot, and the mumble started to turn into real shapes when they won this fourth championship.
Last year, because it started to crystallize last year.
Mhm.
It was like, well, shit. Well, what could they have been had he never left?
But then people hated on him so much being there, media, fans, wherever you want to like. How could he? Why would he stay there instead of him knowing like, yo, I'm the second best player in the league at this moment. Like I have to do something else. It's time for me to go. Like we did it 3 years. I got to go somewhere else and make a legacy that's different from this, so people would talk about me in a different light than he left. That's the dude that left OKC.
They talking about him in a different light, all right. They definitely talking about him in a different goddamn light.
Yeah,
You're talking about like an asshole.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets stay healthy if they're in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that
I
at all.
wouldn't doubt it.
And I wouldn't doubt it that Boston sweep them again.
I don't doubt that at all either.
Right.
I don't doubt
Sit
that at all
down,
either.
Kyrie.
Look at the if you
You're
look,
not
I mean,
the Bucks. You're not taking us to 7.
when you look at the
Bias.
the squads, when you look at both those teams, bro, I'm sorry, but who's gonna stop Jason? Who's gonna stop Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? On 7 games on a consistent level, because you can't just rely on Ben Simmons. You have no inside help. You have no inside help.
Defense. Brooklyn
have
doesn't play enough
Claxton
defense.
wing defender.
all fucking day.
You feel me? So it's like I understand. I see what they're doing. 9-game winning streak. They're in third. I get it. I see it. I understand. But it's just like, what happens? And it's the same question I had against the Kings, bro. What happens when you go against a team that can score just as much as y'all?
But plays better defense.
That plays better defense. You're gonna lose.
That's why I'm saying we get in the Boston Pels or Boston, me not being biased, Nuggets matchup.
In the finals?
Pels, yeah.
That's bold.
Warriors back to back.
I'm going Boston.
Yeah,
Pels.
I'm not counting Golden State out.
I'm not counting them out. I'm not counting them out at all. Pels beat them in the Western Conference Finals, Game 7.
It's gonna be a competitive playoff this year.
Brandon Ingram hits a game-winning shot. His foot wasn't on the line.
Did I hear it correctly? Did the Warriors re-sign Iggy?
I don't know. Did they?
I saw something where they said that they signed him back.
Wow, I mean, what are you gonna do for the team? Let's go, guys. Get in there and do what you got to do, guys. Let's go.
I mean, shit, he gonna basically be what Udonis Haslem is, honestly.
I think his presence on the bench for like what's his face, Kaminga, and a couple of other young dudes would be paramount. I think they need that.
Well, I mean, you can just tell from last year his presence on the bench was that different because when Wiggins was fucking up in the finals, the first person off the bench that was in his grill was
Ooh, the
Andre
Pelicans
Iguodala.
losing right now to the Timberwolves.
You know what I'm saying? So like that
Two big lineup slowing Zion down.
That veteran kind of presence on the bench, somebody who's like not playing but sees stuff from like a coach's point of view, but they're a player. It's like that's different. It's like, oh shit, well, like he's a player. Like if he wasn't hurt or if he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, have his little ailments or whatever, he'll be suited up on the floor with me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think the message gets across. I think he relays the message better than them trying to hear it from Draymond Green.
From Draymond, from the coaches, from Steve
Yeah,
Kerr.
because you might get punched by Draymond Green. That's the reality. You might get punched by him and shit. But Suns lost to the Wizards. I just want to point that out. Lakers lost to the Heat. I want to point that out. Nets beat the Hawks by 1. Want to point that out. And that's all I want to point out.
Do we really think that Trae Young is getting traded? Like, is that really going to happen?
I don't know. Why would you trade for DeJounte and then trade Trae Young? I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get that.
I don't understand that at all. It don't make no sense to me.
I said it in the beginning when they first made the trade for DeJounte Murray. That Trae Young's days were numbered.
I don't understand it though.
Don't make no sense to me. Exactly. It doesn't make no sense to me. Why? If you want to sit here and power and team up two young dynamic point guards and form a backcourt that's going to be that dynamic, then it's just like, why as soon as they get there and
because I think it was going to be I thought it was a clash only because Trae Young has to have his ball in his hands so much.
Oh yeah, he dunked on Rudy Gobert.
Oh yeah, he did. Yes, he did. That's true, but it's like so does DeJounte too. So it's like it's weird that they would.
But I think DeJounte is a better, and this because people get this shit. I'm not talent-wise. Trae Young is better, but DeJounte Murray is more. I would rather have DeJounte Murray than Trae Young.
That's crazy to me because Atlanta has a nice roster too.
And I think they can reach that. They can reach the level that they're trying to get to if they had DeJounte Murray as their permanent point guard and then just added pieces to the team and got rid of Trae
Young. I don't know. I thought like people were looking at them as being a nice duo backcourt. You know,
that's what I'm thinking. And it's just like if Trae Young goes to the Knicks, what does that really?
The Knicks, if he goes, it doesn't make the Knicks instant anything.
Yeah,
but what it does do is what the Knicks haven't had in years. The Knicks haven't had that bona fide. You're going to come to the Garden to see this dude play basketball.
Okay, I get that, and that's what New York is about, especially the Garden. It's about selling tickets and having people pop up and full stadium. I get that, but it's just like I feel like at this point in time, Knicks fans want wins, they want playoff appearances, they want Eastern Conference championships, they want finals appearances, and it's just like I feel like if you get a Trae Young, yes, that does help your team in a sense, but how much does it really help you get over that hump to the where it's like now you're getting out of the first round of the playoffs, now you're in the Eastern Conference Finals, now you're in the finals. Like, does that help you get past the Bucks? Does that help you get past the Celtics? Like, I don't see that.
I think if you look at it, if you add him and you don't have to get rid of too much of what you got, as long as you can, you got Jalen Brunson, you got Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, and you got these dudes, and you added Trae Young, it's not bad. I think it's pretty good. And maybe, maybe with the addition of Trae Young, you can grab one of the free agents to come to New York now because you have another guy there.
I mean, Brunson's there.
Yeah, he's there because his daddy there.
I mean, he got some money because his daddy there. Nah, he was getting that money regardless. But final thoughts. Let's get it better. We've been going 140. We had 140.
My bad. I was late, so I had some technical
No, it's all good. It's so good.
Not here.
He got here early. Guess shout out to Mike, man. We're gonna have him back. Try to get him back next Wednesday.
Yeah,
I
because
just
he
got my
ducked out.
league pass back, so I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take my notepad with me to work from now on, and I'm gonna pick a game and watch some games on my way to work and break down, on my breaks and stuff like that. And then I'll have a video, on the game I broke down. Try to be accurate with it, but
And Moolish, just so we know, I'm losing my shit. We might have to scrap the top 10 shit on Friday because you know why I'm gonna lose my mind on Friday.
Oh, trust me. I'm
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 gonna
already
lose my
there.
mind on Friday
I'm
too.
already
So
there.
you better be ready because I think we're gonna
I'm
see.
already there.
I think we're gonna see frustrated Mel again because Whiskey Troy is definitely gonna be in effect.
I am.
He about to be in effect now.
I am pissed. I am so pissed, bro. You
Hey,
are.
well, Mel, hold on. Let me cut you off real quick, brother, because you remember when you asked for more spice on the football show, right?
We brought all. We're gonna bring it all on Friday.
Oh, brother, we bringing the whole spice cabinet
The
on
whole
Friday.
cabinet's coming
The
Friday.
whole cabinet is coming out on Friday. Okay,
I believe you because I'm every cayenne, smoke, paprika. I got it all. It's about to be sick.
everything. I got the lemon pepper. Okay, I even got some orange pepper. All right, I'm telling you, I got the cilantro, lime, salt. It's coming. We coming heavy.
That's gonna be one day where you're gonna see us refilling our cups like 3-4 times.
Bro,
I'm gonna have
gonna
4
be
bottles on deck.
You're gonna see me with one cup like this. I'm gonna finish that one. So I'm gonna have another cup like this. That's a different glass. Like, what is he doing?
It's gonna get real in here. Tune in. Make sure y'all tune in Friday. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you turn on the motherfucking notifications so y'all can get that pop up when we go live. Because Friday it's going down.
It's going down Friday.
100%. But we out, man. See you.
We from the sideline.